I would just like to say very humbly, I told you niggas. I told you niggas. I told you niggas exactly what was going to go down in these conference finals. I told y'all New York didn't have enough weapons for Indiana's pace, pun intended. I told y'all niggas Oklahoma City might be young, but they got way more length than their competitors. When Oklahoma City didn't have to face Denver, and when Indiana didn't have to face Cleveland, their two biggest threats were no longer part of the equation. I told y'all boys. I told y'all boys it was going to be Minnesota in 5 and Indiana in 6. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I was right again. I told y'all boys that the league was not going to let baby daddy Edwards be the face of the finals. Told y'all boys.
I did say that.
I told y'all boys. And now I'm telling you boys that this is going to be one of the only finals to go 7 games in a long time.
Oh. So you don't believe? Well,
OKC in 7.
Oh wow! So what do you think that only one? I'm about to do this.
First of all, great points. All of that stuff is accurate information, but I just don't think that the Pacers have enough to withstand 7 games. Now, their pace of play, like you said, is frantic. Like they play extremely fast. They get that ball out the net after makes and score more points per possession after a made field goal within quickness. Well, how can I define it in non-basketball terms? Basically, they score before the other team's defense gets set up, right? And so they do that at such a high level. They're not going to be able to do that, in my opinion, for 7 more games with another team that's as young as they are, that's as talented as they are, and that's got the same length positionally, like you alluded to, that they do. I do think that the Thunder are going to win, so we're on the same page with that. I just don't think it'll be a 7-game series.
It will not be a 7-game series. I can promise you that. OKC gonna tear that ass up. I'm trying to tell you. It's probably the most devastating team I ever seen in my whole entire life.
All right,
real about it is OKC is. I'm with you, Woody. OKC is that game, man. Them boys right there. I think it's gonna be about. I don't know if Ron, what say you, Ron, but I think it's gonna be about 3-1.
So Woody, this is our homeboy, Lace Front Willie. He pulls up every Tuesday and shows off.
Hallelujah!
Today he's serving black squirrel on the head. He's giving. You remember that episode of Atlanta where the nigga was like, Teddy, what's his name? Whatever.
Get the shit. Anyway.
All right, hold on, let me let Ron pop up. Ron Spike is giving us a little feedback, but let me let him in real quick, man. What say you, Ron, to what he had to say and what Solo had to say right quick, man?
Yes, let me tell you why it's going to go 7 games. Let me tell you why it's going to go 7 games. Because we just spent 6 days with no NBA and the season ain't over with yet.
He did make one.
These boys just had a full week's rest, which is another reason why I feel it's going to go 7 games, because everybody has had time to get rest, get treatment, recuperate. You know, everybody was running on all cylinders. We all know that in the postseason, everybody playing hurt, everybody playing tired. Can't nobody wait to go on vacation. But for that last ditch effort, for that last round, you need a little bit of rest. And by both teams, you know, winning in quick fashion and getting the job done, it gave everybody a 6-day rest. You got to remember, the finals don't start for another 2 days. Game 1 don't start till Thursday. So these boys got plenty of time to rest. Now, also, these are both low markets. Oklahoma City and Indianapolis are both low-tier markets. So the NBA got to squeeze every marketing dollar, every advertising dollar. They got to get as much as they can out of these two low tier fucking markets. So they're gonna push this shit 7 games. They need the game. They need game 7 to end on Father's Day. The only way that's gonna happen is if they go 7 games.
That is giving heavy this is all scripted vibes, if I'm not mistaken. Like, so Solo, I'm gonna assume that you probably agree wholeheartedly with what he's saying.
I think so. I think he made a great point, bro. I mean, real talk. NBA needs to make money right now. And I don't know if y'all brung it up or not. Let me just check. There's no more Inside the NBA on TNT anymore. They are now with ESPN. And yes, but I think that's a great thing because you gotta also ESPN has a strong force in the streaming. And that's where everything is going, to streaming. So I feel like the NBA need that extra few games to make a little money. And I think that's what they're going to do. Now, OKC might have a serious issue with that because they got a good team to be playing these boys. I believe these boys going to whoop their ass. I think it's going to be like 30-something point lead in one of those games. One of those games.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but OKC got that pressure for your ass.
Oh, snap. 30 points? Nah, go ahead, Ron.
Indiana is due for a win. I said this a couple weeks ago. You know, they got the Reggie Miller curse on them, so they due for a win. They're not only are they due for a finals appearance, which they are finally getting, but they due for a chip. But Oklahoma City / Seattle ain't had a chip neither. And they haven't been to the finals since 96 when the Seattle Supersonics faced the Chicago Bulls. So everybody due for a run to the cup. Now, we got to remember Oklahoma City was gifted a championship team when they moved from Seattle to Oklahoma. They had a young Kevin Durant, a young Russell Westbrook, a young James Harden, a young Serge Ibaka.
Yes,
who else they had on that damn team? They had 5 or 6 perennial weapons, 4 of which are undoubtedly going to go down in the history books as Hall of Famers. And all of these cats were playing with each other in their basketball infancy. And they got rid of that whole team. And ain't been shit since, until this little Canadian boy with big old lips and Jim Jones braids decided he was going to come and put Oklahoma City all across his back. And now he finna go take that team to the championship. Also, you got to remember, who married?
What is
it? Has everything to do with it. Stay with me. Stay with me. Who's married?
Me?
No, out of the 2 teams. Which face of that team is a married man?
It damn sure
SGA, right?
SGA. Now, if you will recall, name a time outside of Nikola Jokic where the MVP of the finals and the winning team is not championed and led by a married family man, be it Steph, be it LeBron, be it Kobe, Shaq, Mike, Giannis. There's never been a time when a man makes it to the championship and takes his whole team to victory, and that man ain't got no wife and children. Because we got to remember, sports are sold to the demographics. And the majority of people that watch sports are married men, family men. So they got to make iconography out of these champions. And if you can't be turned into an icon, your ass will become the Russell Westbrook of the NBA. When we look at Russell, talented beyond measure, passionate. But we ain't ever seen Russell with no woman and no babies, which is not to say that he don't have none. We just ain't never seen him. We have in some questionable outfits. We've seen Russell playing on several teams. Tyrese Halliburton, we ain't seen him with no lady. Last year when the Boston Celtics won, Jason Tatum got a LMA and a bunch of babies, don't he?
But before that, if I could mute you for a second, he was not married, right? Jason Tatum as the and which is odd. I actually think you are making a very, I didn't know marital stats should be included in the stat cast. You know what I'm saying? All right, well, how many rebounds he had or how many wives he got? You know, I mean, I didn't know that was something that we should put together, but Ron, Solo, I don't know why you muted. I didn't mute you, but you muted yourself. But there is a good point that you just made in that the leading member is normally the one with the head screwed on the best, right? And that normally comes by way of a strong black woman or whatever it is that they got. And so a point is taken, but I guess it kind of all falls on his head, right? Solo and Woody, when we talk about the 2024 Boston Celtics, led by Jason Tatum, who, by the way, St. Louis native, hallelujah, did not have any woman. In fact, he's still out there. We don't know whether or not LMA is a plant, because it feels very industry. It feels very Jonathan Majors. What you call it, right? I mean, come on,
man. Don't bring John in this. Don't bring John.
Come on, bro. Let's keep it real. That's something. Somebody got together in the back room. Was like, you know who look good together? These two light skinned motherfuckers in the shit.
Yeah,
all of a sudden, that's where they at. So I'm not mad, but it kind of falls in his head. Solo on my trip. Oh, Solo just gonna take a sip as soon as I.
No, you're not tipping. I'm dead serious. I agree with the both of you,
but I strongly agree with Ron because he was making a strong point. That's why I'm gonna step out because I know exactly what he about to say. I want him to.
Okay, well, Woody, Woody, is any sense to what he's saying here, or before I bring him back in?
I do think there's a little validity. I don't think it runs that deep. I think SGA being the face of the league, or they got to make a decision. And what's really messed up right now, Black Ron, and this is something that we haven't spoke about. If you look at the All NBA first team, 3 of the people are foreign. Like 3 of them are foreign. Like Giannis Antetokounmpo, you got SGA, and then you got Jokic. Like them motherfuckers ain't from America. And so as you look at things differently, like if you're Adam Silver, you're thinking, oh my gosh, like I got to pick somebody to represent us. None of the black folk that are really rocking with that are from the States ain't really getting to it. Shea is black, at least he black. Giannis just won a chip. He flaunts his wife out there and everything. That's a very interesting point. But I still think, going back to the original question, will this go 7 games? I don't think so. Also, Black Ron, I'm going to fact check you real quick. I looked at my phone. Father's Day is 6/15 as somebody who's going to be a new father. And game 5 is on 6/16. So the 7th game is until 6/22, June 22nd.
Yo, you better pull up with the fact check, boy.
I just throwing that out there. But
you just fact check.
He made a great point when it comes to like stability.
How dare you?
Stability is very important, and the NBA looks for that. You can't risk it on baby mama in, like he said. That was a great point.
Woody, you ain't gonna get away with that shit. You just fact check Ron, nigga. I
don't know if it's necessarily fact check. I just provide information. That's my.
You don't do that here. Not in this building. Not in this building.
Okay, come on.
Right.
Hold on. Fuck that, nigga.
Let Ron speak.
Nigga, I don't know how bad you did, but you did.
All right, hold on. Here go Ron. Let Ron speak, man.
First of all, Woody, those are all great points and great facts. That being said, you're no longer invited back to the Stand Up Sports Show. You don't be fucking correcting me. You don't correct me, nigga. No. But I want y'all to pay attention to, because I'm drawing a much larger point to what Woody just said. Not only are 4 of the top 10 NBA players, 5 if you include Luka Doncic, foreign born. You also got to take into account that they've been the MVPs. So not only is your most valuable player the face of your team, are all people who are not from the USA. And the NBA, the N stands for national. So if you're not a part of this nation, to become the face of something that we do nationally over here is tantamount to a washed up nigga from the league becoming the face of Chinese basketball. So it does the country a disservice. Second of all, you got to add into this fact, and it's the reason why I made the point about the stability of a married family man. When you are the most valuable player, you are Mr. It. You are a hot ticket item. Not since the days of Irvin Magic Johnson has the face of the league been a perennial pussy catcher. You can't be out here like, oh, and I'm taking all the hoes down and be Mr. NBA and be Mr. Face of the league. This is why I pointed out cats like Kobe, Jordan, LeBron, all husbands, Tim Duncan, husband. And then you have the cats like the Chauncey Billups, the Paul Pierces, that never had a wife, never had a baby. And then how does the league revere them in the grand scheme of things? When you ain't got no foundation, when you ain't got no family base, you will be looked at like Dwight Howard as opposed to being looked at like Dwayne Wade. Now, Dwight Howard got what, 7, 8 kids?
10.
But his sexuality is also highly questionable.
It's not questionable.
It ain't no question to me. But you know, my mind been made up. But that's just me. But when we talk about the optics of who's going to be the face of the league, when you're the face of the league, you're also the face of this nation. You also go out on goodwill missions, and you also an emissary and an ambassador for the United States of America. This is why they go stand with the president. This is why they go do those NBA goodwill games and shit playing all around the country. And when you are the face of that league, you have to represent stability. You can't have no substance abuse issues. You can't be out here physically abusing your woman. You can't be out here taking dick in your booty. You can't be out here representing a God that does not align with the Christian values of the United States of America. This is why people like Chris, Mahmoud Abdul Rauf Jackson, and what's Hodges' first name? Used to play for the Bulls, but these kind of cats, when you don't align with the program, you get washed away in history.
There's if I could. I would even throw Gilbert Arenas in there, and I know that it doesn't necessarily fit the model of married man, but the whole gun thing bringing it to the locker room and all of that kind of like followed him all the way out. And so, like, yeah, I feel what you're saying. Like when you kind of deviate from the societal norm structure, then you know. But I think that that's interesting because, and I'm interested in. Go ahead, Ron.
One more thing. Let me draw a commonality. They do the same thing in football, Jack. Why you think they look at Lamar Jackson different than they look at Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, right. Amen.
They both just as much nigga when white folks cut their TV on. Even though Patrick is a milky colored nigga, he's a nigga to white folks. He got a nigga ass daddy walking around smoking Black and Miles and
Black
shit.
mother.
Talking about we smoking on that such and such pack. Whereas you got Lamar, extra black, product of a single black mama. His mama is his agent. But look at Patrick and look at Shea Gildress. Both of them MVP caliber players. Both of them got white wives. And you can be the nigga of the organization if you got a white wife.
I think more importantly, you could be the face of the organization if you win the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Or if you actually win playoff games. Don't get me wrong, all of that's cute, and it's true, but I don't know if black. I always considered Patrick Mahomes as half black. Like, that still means he's black, because black it's a description, right? So it's a
where did you just go?
He black.
Where do you go?
He black to us, But look at how they did not show you a bunch of Jalen Hurts old lady.
Yeah.
True. Well, because that's not right. I mean, they're not married.
They married because they are married.
Jalen Hurts, am I tripping? Jalen Hurts isn't married.
I don't want to be the fact that
No.
I'm sorry, Ron.
But I don't think that Jalen Hurts is married. I know he's been dating her for a little minute now. But Black Ron, obviously very polarizing, makes some really good points. But the baseline of all of the shit to me is LeBron, Kobe, Jordan, Magic Johnson. Those guys are fucking mega stars and have won multiple championships, like multiple. So that makes them in a completely different category. Whether they were married or not, their talent outweighed everybody else's talent in the league. Like, based off what you're saying right now, anybody that's married should be able to win a championship at some point in their career because they're married, and if they have a certain baseline level of talent.
Let me chime in for Ron real quick. And I know Ron, as he's shaking his golden locks this early in the morning, I know he is definitely not saying what you're saying. I'm gonna speak on real quick. Every now and then, Woody, if you watch Close Enough, Ron will give you one of these right here. You know what I'm saying? And he'll be doing it mystery. He'll be like, man, listen,
nigga,
Brooks don't got no chance in the
world. You don't fucked up. You know you don't fucked up. When you go tell the nigga that he said some shit he didn't say, he go.
I'm gonna put Ron on. Ron, let me say this real quick. I'm gonna take you off mute. So I think that what Ron is saying isn't that if you married, then you're the face. I think that is what he's saying is that it makes you qualified, right? Like they're not even going to consider you for like your application going in the trash if you're trying to apply to be the face of the NBA. If you're not a married Christian, male, you know what I'm saying, man? Like you have to fit the mold of America, is what Ron is saying. So it don't matter. Like you're not going to be Anthony Edwards coming in talking about, man, I'm getting all these hoes. Know what I'm saying, man? I'm the truth, cuz. Know what I'm saying? Like they like, okay, well, where your white wife at? You know what I'm saying? Well, you know what I'm saying? Or where your wife period? It don't matter where you at.
Where's your Becky?
Are you going to embarrass us if we give you the key to the NBA? Is what they basically are concerned about. And the way that they try to determine whether or not that's going to be the case is they look at your value system, and they normally start using the Judeo-Christian value system: marriage, kids, infidelity, alcoholism, drugs. Do you have anything to do with any of that stuff? If so, then this might not be the job for you. If not, then we're going to have to look at it what I heard. And I know that's why I personally feel that Jalen Hurt,
come on, get it out.
Jason Tatum, excuse me, that Jason Tatum was kind of railroaded because of that. Like I feel like he didn't get the Steph Curry bump, you know what I'm saying, marketing wise after they won.
Y'all see,
I feel like he didn't. Am I tripping? Like I feel like I didn't see him out there everywhere. Yeah, he was on a couple cereal boxes, and he had a
unmute that.
He hasn't been shot as the face of the NBA. Why not? Why not? What is any reason to not stop? Is it because he's not talented? What? Okay, Ron.
He is waiting that way. You know.
Let me let Ron pop up, man. Go ahead. Ron, you gotta get Ron ready, man. All right, man. Ron, go ahead.
Just mute everybody. Just mute everybody. Say what he gonna say.
Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum is the face because Jaylen Brown ain't got all of the things that we just named. So to your point, Woody, yes, you have to be a winner. You have to show yourself winning. But also, once they get all the winners together, they choose the best optics from that group of winners, and they choose that person to be the denizen for representation. AC Green was never the best nigga on the Lakers. But in the heat of Magic Johnson, sexual impropriety, garnering him an HIV diagnosis, they start pumping us AC Green, the perennial virgin. Because period.
You remember?
And I guarantee you, while he was at y'all church, he was preaching abstinence.
Yes.
Even though we all know there's no way that a nigga makes it to his 40s playing for the Showtime Lakers and don't get no coochie unless he don't like it.
I don't know, man. I kind of believe him.
You kind of believe that nigga made it all the way to 47?
If you heard him talking, seen him acting the way he was when he, yeah.
So you telling me that AC Green didn't meet no Christian, godly, Bible reading women at no point during his 22-year career. It was only 3 years after he retired that he suddenly met a woman good enough to marry and finally get some coochie from. And turn around and divorce that lady 2-3 years later.
Okay. So I think that a lot of us, fellas, and sorry, Woody, if this is a bad screen, man, I get you. Hey, listen, anybody out there, it's all my fault. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got to be on screen with this foolishness. But the thing is, Ron, like, I think that there are people that exist outside of our thought process. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everybody is a coochie magnet, is hunting coochie, is going to have trouble turning it down if it's thrust upon them. You know what I'm saying? I just think that there is a very rare unicorn that is the AC Greens, the Darius McCrary's, the folks that tried to withhold because their upbringing told them that this will get you into the gates of heaven.
Fuck that, he was gay. That nigga was gay.
I'm not saying that at all.
I don't care what nobody says.
I don't know if that's the case. Maybe it is, but I don't want to.
If you hanging out with Magic Johnson, now much pussy this nigga got, and you gonna tell me you ain't touch a tip a little
but
bit?
That's you. That's like being like, man, look, bro.
And me and Magic would have had AIDS. We both would have been down around this. I had lit.
Magic would have had AIDS, I would have had assistance. I'm talking about the way I would have been right alongside Magic, knocking down whatever hoe got Magic sick, burnt both of us. What are you talking about? Hey, man, Vince, I do believe that there are certain men out there not getting coochie. Those men either get wives or get boyfriends. I'm saying that a nigga make it to his mid-40s.
Boy.
And all of a sudden, he now starts shopping around for a wife when during your 20s, you was just reading your Bible and playing basketball. During your 30s, you was just reading your Bible and playing basketball. During your 40s, nigga, you got traded from the Lakers to another team, to the Mavericks, back to the Lakers. And then when you retire and all your hair started falling out the top of your motherfucking head and your skin all shiny and shit, now all of a sudden, you want to start shopping for a wife when you have when you done lost pretty much all of your leverage in the let me go get a fine ass wife game.
Ugly.
Let's tell the fucking truth. I'm not saying that he got to be no cockhound out here chasing every hoe. There are some men that practice sexual discipline. There are some men that practice self-control. Those men also get one woman, hold her ass down, lock her down, and that's what they doing. I'm saying that anytime a nigga go damn near a half a century without getting no pussy, that's because he wants some dick. And I'll die on that hill.
That's right. Let me tell y'all something. Right now.
Oh yeah, and you brought up Darius McCrary. Nigga, that was a horrible fucking excuse. You talking about the nigga that married Superhead and a tranny?
Tranny? How you go from Superhead to tranny?
How you go from a world championship dick sucker to a girl with a dick?
Ew.
All right, at this point, Woody, man,
yeah, let Woody go, because the church gonna be judging Woody. The people from church gonna judge Woody. Woody, you was in there with him doing all that cussing. The people from the school might call and say something about Woody. Woody was in here being an upstanding black man trying to speak truth to power and light amongst us wayward souls. Woody, the views expressed by the stand-up sports bar have nothing to do with Woodruff Taylor and everything that Woodruff Taylor represent. Now, that being said,
thank you.
Don't you hold no nigga accountable for some shit that came out my mouth. I'm my own man.
Oh man.
Let me tell you something. Presidents of the universities that are probably gonna hire me in the next couple years. just disregard anything that went down. Nah.
Oh,
Yeah. Hey, Woody. Hey, Woody. Hey, Woody.
Have a smiley face over Woody face after this, man. Don't worry about it. You was not here, man. You good.
Hey, Woody, man, we respect you, man. We believe that, you know, you're a very intelligent young man. I'm saying this for all the colleges out there that's having this brother. He is a powerful young black man, and he voted for whoever is voting, liking, and everything. We ain't even gonna call it out. But we know one thing to Woody.
What are you talking about?
Don't do that.
What are you
Don't put me
about?
over there, bro. Don't do that. I ain't that way.
All right, look, all I want to say is this is my little bro. All right, I love him to death. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so proud of him. He done worked a big coach at a big university, and I don't even want to name it because I don't want y'all looking him up. I'm trying to show things. You know, just know that it's a big school with big names, and it's a big deal. And he's got some big things coming in the future. And I just want to say I'm happy as hell that you decided to put your job on the line and show up right quick. I did not expect. So please go easy on my boy. Like we controversial a little bit sometimes, but not my.
Hey, man, why y'all last names the same? Why is that? Y'all both got the same last name. Y'all can.
my brother is one of the most likable, one of the most relatable, one of the most easy to get along with motherfuckers on the face of this earth. And so anybody that does not take advantage of his employment and all the talent sets that he brings to the table, that's on. You almost did it. You almost did it. He about to go take it.
I'm gonna change my name to Taylor. I think I like it better.
Well, before
like
Taylor, Taylor.
I like Gaylon better for you, man. But anyway, on the way out,
Gaylon. Do you fuck the name up on live?
I mean, ain't your name Gaylon?
No, you don't say it how it's spelled.
How you say it?
Gaylon. You don't say it how it's spelled, nigga.
Like
That's what my teachers used to say. Your name is Gaylon, and I said no. My mama.
Nigga, your name is Gaylon. You a cis ass patch of grass, Gaylon. Hey, I just want to let y'all know. I fact check you, Woody, and Jalen Hurts is indeed married to Breonna Burroughs Hurts.
Oh
shit! When did that happen?
Yeah,
they got married. They got married this past spring.
Spring.
After a long engagement, they was engaged for a while. I just want to say that at the time that I said they was indeed married.
Married, that's facts. That's what called facts. You have to give a brother his facts, because he made see Woody came with he considered facts, and so when he fact checked Ron had to go get himself, redeem himself. We can't let this brother just leave knowing that he don't try to front Ron. Come on,
but he didn't really fact check him because he still stated the fact that he was not married at the time that he won the Super Bowl. So
that ain't what was said. What was said is
you said spring. This spring.
No, y'all said he ain't married. We didn't say at what time. We didn't say at what time.
Yeah,
but
he wasn't married at 82 either.
We didn't say at what time.
You're doing the semantic shit. You got the wrong one here, brother. You know, we do Judge Mathis here, man. You're trying to switch between the lines, but you know,
you mean to tell me that a man can marry a woman, and then when that man marries that woman is not referred to as his wife? I tell you that the prestidigitation and the preponderance of evidence has been left thus so henceforth whereunto.
That's
bullshit.